Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're unraveling a chilling and heart-wrenching story that shook a community to its core. If you enjoy diving into real-life mysteries and want to support my work, please hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with your friends. Your support keeps this channel alive, and I'm incredibly grateful for every one of you. Let's dive into the haunting tale of Anjana Lama Mahat, a young woman whose life was tragically cut short in a home that promised love but delivered betrayal. Families are often seen as sanctuaries, places where love, trust, and support flourish. Yet beneath the surface of even the closest knit households, tensions can simmer, misunderstandings can fester, and resentments can grow into something far more sinister. The tighter the bonds, the more devastating the fallout when those bonds break. This is the story of the Mahat family, a household once celebrated for its wealth, success, and unity, but ultimately torn apart by jealousy, betrayal, and an unthinkable act of violence. The Mahat family lived in a sprawling estate in Lalitpur, Nepal, a city pulsing with life and opportunity. To the outside world, they were the epitome of perfection, affluent, respected, and seemingly harmonious. But behind their polished facade, dark emotions were brewing. Emotions that would lead to a crime so horrific it would leave an entire community in shock. At the heart of this tragedy was Anjana Lama, a vibrant young woman whose dreams and determination made her a star, only to become the target of a deadly obsession. Anjana Lama was born on August 26, 1995 in Heda, a modest industrial town nestled in Nepal's southern central region. The eldest of 5 siblings, she grew up in a family of limited means, where every day was a lesson in resilience. From a young age, Anjana shouldered responsibilities far beyond her years, helping her mother with household chores and caring for her 3 younger sisters and brother. Whether it was scrubbing floors, washing clothes, or preparing meals, she tackled each task with a quiet determination that belied her youth. Despite the demands of her home life, Anjana's spirit shone brightly. She possessed a natural charisma that drew people to her like moths to a flame. Her warm smile and genuine kindness made her a favorite among classmates, neighbors, and even strangers. In school, she was a diligent student, not the top of her class, but consistently praised for her intelligence, maturity, and unwavering work ethic. Teachers saw a spark in her, a potential for greatness that seemed destined to carry her far. Anjana's beauty was undeniable, with striking features and a slim, athletic frame that turned heads wherever she went. But it was her personality that truly set her apart. She was fun-loving, quick to laugh, and had a knack for bringing people together. Conflict was anathema to her. She preferred to resolve disputes with a gentle word or a kind gesture. Her talents extended beyond her social graces. She had a gift for drawing and a passion for fashion and beauty. Dreams of becoming an artist, fashion designer, or beauty entrepreneur danced in her mind, though she knew her family's financial struggles meant she'd have to forge her own path. In her teenage years, Anjana's life took a fateful turn when she met Pral Mahat, a young man a year her senior. Pral hailed from a prominent Chetri family, a stark contrast to Anjana's Tamang heritage, which traced its roots to Mongolia. The Mahats were pillars of their community, with Pral's parents, Pushpa and Kamal Bahadur, commanding respect and wealth. Pral's older brother, Udual, was a celebrated sound producer, known for his work on one of Nepal's most iconic songs, Suna. The Mahats moved in elite circles, their lives a world apart from Anjana's humble beginnings. Despite their different worlds, Anjana and Pral were drawn to each other with an intensity that defied social norms. Their connection began as a friendship, rooted in shared interests and ambitions. They spent hours talking about their dreams, laughing over shared hobbies and finding solace in each other's company. But as their bond deepened, it blossomed into a love that neither could ignore. They knew their relationship would be met with disapproval. Intercaste marriages were taboo in their conservative society, but their feelings were too strong to deny. When their romance came to light, both families reacted with outrage. Anjana's parents, struggling to maintain their own standing, forbade her from seeing Pral. The Mahats, protective of their social status, were equally adamant. The only ally the young couple had was Udual, Pral's older brother. Moved by their genuine love and unwilling to let tradition tear them apart, Udual became their champion. He orchestrated a secret plan, helping them elope and funding a private wedding ceremony in late 2016. Anjana was 21, Pral 22, and their union was a bold declaration of their commitment, even as it ignited a firestorm of family drama. The newlyweds faced immediate challenges. Without steady jobs or financial stability, they bounced between low-cost rentals, scraping by on Udual's generosity. Pral took on whatever work he could find, but the gigs were fleeting and poorly paid. Anjana, meanwhile, poured her energy into supporting her husband and keeping their spirits high, even as the weight of their circumstances pressed down on them. In February 2017, a turning point came when Pral's mother, Pushpa, reached out. After a lengthy conversation, she invited Pral to return to the family home in Lalitpur, but only if Anjana came with him. It was a reluctant olive branch, driven more by a desire to keep Pral close than to embrace his wife. The couple agreed, moving into the Mahat estate, a grand residence that housed Pushpa, Kamal Bahadur, Udual's wife Aishwarya, and their young son, Santosh. Pral's older sisters had long since married and moved away, leaving the household a complex web of personalities and expectations. For Anjana, life in the Mahat home was a daily test of endurance. She felt like an outsider, sensed hostility in the air, and struggled to find her place. Aishwarya, in particular, made no effort to hide her disdain, viewing Anjana as an unworthy addition to the family. The Mahat's strict household rules, where every member had specific duties and disruptions, were not tolerated, only heightened Anjana's sense of isolation. While the others left for work or school each day, Anjana remained at home, jobless, and without allies. Her own parents, still upset over her marriage, had cut off contact, leaving her with no one to turn to. The Mahat's social gatherings were another source of pain. During a major holiday when the house buzzed with influential guests, Anjana was confined to her room, a clear signal that the family was ashamed of her background. Alone and humiliated, she wept in silence, her dreams of belonging shattered. Yet, true to her nature, Anjana refused to let bitterness take root. She remained kind, respectful, and determined to win over her in-laws, even as they kept her at arm's length. Pral's fortunes began to shift when his father secured him a job at a prominent company. The position offered stability and a chance to prove himself, and Pral seized it, quickly earning respect and climbing the corporate ladder. His success brought a measure of independence, though it came with the unspoken expectation that he remain under his family's watchful eye. Anjana, meanwhile, refused to be defined by her circumstances. In May 2017, she shared a bold dream with Pral, opening a beauty salon in their neighborhood. She had meticulously researched the market, scouted a location, and crafted a business plan, her eyes alight with passion. The only obstacle was funding. Pral's savings fell short, and his parents, skeptical of Anjana's abilities, refused to help. Once again, Udual stepped in, providing the startup capital and believing in Anjana's vision when no one else did. Anjana threw herself into the salon with boundless energy. She transformed the modest space into a haven of beauty, offering services that quickly gained a loyal clientele. Her charm, professionalism, and keen business sense made the salon a success, turning a profit faster than anyone expected. The Mahats, who had once dismissed her, began to see her in a new light. Anjana's determination and talent forced them to acknowledge her as a capable, independent woman, and slowly, their icy demeanor thawed. In a small village, a cat named Whiskers discovered a magic fish in a pond. The fish promised 3 wishes in exchange for its freedom. Whiskers wished for endless fish, a cozy bed, and a bell that rang softly. The fish granted all 3 wishes and swam away, leaving Whiskers content and purring in the sun. As Anjana's salon flourished, so did her place within the Mahat family. Pushpa and Kamal began to value her opinions, treating her with genuine respect. For the first time, Anjana felt a sense of belonging, a fragile piece that she cherished. But one wound remained unhealed, her estrangement from her own parents. Determined to mend the rift, Anjana proposed a bold idea, bringing her younger brother to Lalitpur to attend a prestigious university. She offered to care for him in the Mahat home, giving him opportunities their rural hometown could never provide. The Mahats supported the plan, and a meeting was arranged between the two families. The encounter was emotional, but transformative. Anjana's parents saw the Mahats' willingness to embrace their son, and old wounds began to heal. Anjana and her parents reconciled, their bond strengthened by regular visits and daily phone calls. Her brother thrived in his new environment, welcomed warmly by the Mahats, and Anjana felt a profound sense of fulfillment. As Nepal's social media scene exploded, Anjana found a new platform to shine. She joined TikTok, posting vibrant videos about her salon, skincare tips, and fashion advice. Her natural beauty and magnetic personality captivated viewers, and her follower count soared into the tens of thousands. Fans adored her radiant presence, flooding her comments with praise and turning her into a local influencer. Her success caught the eye of a modeling agency, which offered her opportunities in photoshoots, campaigns, and runway shows. For Anjana, modeling was a dream come true. She embraced the spotlight, experimenting with bold looks and exuding confidence in front of the camera. Her career skyrocketed, and the salon, once her pride and joy, took a back seat. Eventually, she closed the business to focus on modeling full-time, a decision that proved lucrative. International agencies began to take notice, offering contracts that promised a future beyond Nepal. Anjana and Pral set their sights on Canada, a move that symbolized their shared dreams of a brighter future. While Anjana's star rose, dark clouds gathered within the Mahat household. Aishwarya, Udual's wife, had never warmed to Anjana. Her marriage to Udual, arranged by their parents, was rooted in status rather than love, and she carried herself with an air of superiority. From the moment Anjana arrived, Aishwarya saw her as a threat, an interloper who didn't belong in their elite world. As Anjana's salon thrived and her modeling career took off, Aishwarya's jealousy festered into something toxic. Aishwarya began spreading malicious gossip, accusing Anjana of questionable behavior and secret affairs. She pointed to Anjana's swimsuit ads as evidence of impropriety, knowing such images would scandalize the conservative Mahats. Pral stood by his wife, diffusing the drama and exposing Aishwarya's lies, but the damage was done. The family grew weary of Aishwarya's outbursts, dismissing her as petty and unreliable. Frustrated, she turned her attention to Udual, exploiting his vulnerabilities to poison him against Anjana. Udual's life had taken a tragic turn in 2018 when a prolonged illness robbed him of his hearing and forced him to abandon his career as a sound producer. The loss was devastating, and Pral became his anchor, offering emotional support through the darkest days. But Aishwarya's relentless campaign began to take hold. She painted Anjana as a manipulative force, tearing the family apart and planning to whisk Pral away to Canada. Udual, isolated and grappling with his own despair, started to believe her, his once kind heart twisted by resentment. On May 9, 2019, the Mahat household was quiet. Pral, Kamal, and Aishwarya were at work. Santosh and Anjana's brother were at school, and Pushpa, feeling unwell, rested in her room. Anjana, in high spirits, tended to her flowers outside, humming a tune as she danced with the watering can. From the balcony, Udual watched her, his mind consumed by the plan he had resolved to carry out. Anjana returned to her bedroom, scrolling through her phone, unaware of the danger closing in. Udual, now armed with a kukri, a traditional Nepali blade known for its deadly curve, entered her room. When she casually asked what he needed, he raised the weapon. Anjana's instincts kicked in, and she raised her arm to shield herself, but the blade severed her hand in a single blow. Her screams echoed through the house as Udual struck again and again, each blow fueled by a hatred that had consumed him. The final strike nearly severed her head, leaving her lifeless body in a pool of blood. Forensic experts later documented over 15 wounds, most fatal on their own. Udual, drenched in blood, had severed part of his own finger in the frenzy, a detail he only noticed as he stumbled out of the room. He went to his mother, confessing, his actions in a chillingly calm tone. Pushpa, in shock, called her husband home, and together they contacted the police, initially claiming ignorance about the victim's identity. But the truth couldn't be hidden. Anjana's parents, summoned by a frantic call from Pushpa, endured a grueling 6-hour drive to Lalitpur, delayed by a highway accident. When they arrived, the Mahat estate was a scene of chaos, surrounded by police and onlookers. Anjana's brother sat outside sobbing while her father was led to the bedroom where her mutilated body lay. The sight was unbearable, her left hand severed, her leg nearly detached, her face unrecognizable. Overwhelmed by grief, her parents demanded justice, accusing the entire Mahat family of conspiracy. To their shock, Udwal had already confessed, claiming sole responsibility and sparing his family from suspicion. He turned over the bloodied kukri and his stained clothes, detailing the crime with chilling precision. Anjana's parents, aware of Aishwarya's toxic influence, insisted she be charged with incitement, but Udwal's confession protected her. The Mahats hired a top attorney to defend Udwal, even as Pral, devastated by his brother's betrayal, sided with Anjana's family in their quest for justice. The trial was a protracted battle, delayed by legal maneuvers and Udwal's appeal, which claimed mental instability due to his illness. Psychiatric evaluations, however, confirmed his lucidity, and the original life sentence without parole was upheld. Pral remained in Nepal until the verdict, supporting Anjana's parents and testifying against Udwal. Once justice was served, he left for Canada, carrying the dreams he and Anjana had once shared. Anjana's story is a stark reminder that even in the closest families, darkness can lurk beneath the surface. Her life, marked by resilience, love, and ambition, was cut short by envy and betrayal, leaving a void that can never be filled. Thank you for joining me in exploring this heartbreaking case. If you were moved by Anjana's story, please like, comment, and share this video to help spread her story. Your support means the world, and I'll see you in the next one.